everybody, this is Jamie with Love You More Soaps, and today we're going to be making some bath bombs, and I thought that you guys might like to come along and watch. So I have all of my dry ingredients and liquid ingredients already all mixed together, and now I'm just ready to mix in my mica colorants. Actually, I only have one mica colorant, and that is Sunday Funday Yellow Mica Powder from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And then this is an Orange Lake from Wholesale Supplies Plus. This is a Blue Lake from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And this is the red and blue mixed together. I'm hoping to get kind of a bluish purple. And I'm going to scent these two with vanilla. And I'm going to scent this one with, these two, I guess, with lemon, zested lemon. And both of my I can't even talk today. Wow. Both of my fragrances are from Wholesale Supplies Plus also. So we're just going to mix these together and see what kind of colors we come up with. I usually use my stand mixer to get all of my dry and wet ingredients mixed together. And then I'll have my rubbing alcohol if I need to moisten them a little bit. So I don't know that this is the exact color I was going for. It's kind of, I don't know, I guess it's coming together. I was thinking it looked brown, but it doesn't. It looks more purplish than I thought it did. So I'm just going to mix these up and then we'll start molding them. I am going to add in my fragrances before I get these mixed too much, I think. So let's smell. Yes, this is my vanilla. Just add a little bit of each. Mix it up real fast so it doesn't activate all my ingredients. Although I don't know that fragrance does. I've kind of noticed that water seems to be the only thing that really makes it bubble up a lot and activate before you're ready. Okay, add the rest of it to our blue. And there's some good bath bomb recipes out there. I tried a bunch of other people's that shared their recipes on YouTube, and I decided that I wanted to make up my own. So I just took the basics that you need, which are the baking soda and the citric acid, and you're supposed to do 2 parts baking soda or sodium bicarbonate to 1 part citric acid. So I do like 4 cups of the baking soda, and then I do 2 cups of the citric acid. And then I also add in some stuff like kale and clay, and what else do I add in? Oh, SLSA. I like the way it bubbles and kind of foams with the bath bombs. So I encourage everybody to kind of play with the ingredients and come out with your own recipe once you know the basics of what you need in it. The hardest part, I think, was trying to figure out the liquids, and you just kind of have to play with it until you see what sticks together for you. And I think it's kind of different for everybody. I've noticed that mine can be different from day to day depending on the weather. So, okay, I might have to get my stand mixer back out because I'm not getting to the bottom in these little jars very good. I usually have a bigger open mouth container that I mix these in, and I decided to try and do it all at once. So I guess that's my own fault. Tell you what, I'm going to grab another container so that I can flip some of this into here. Get some of that white on top. And I usually don't wear gloves when I make my bath bombs. I make sure that my surface area and my hands are very, very clean. I even spray them with rubbing alcohol. But I find that I can't get a good feel for the bath bomb itself if I'm wearing gloves. And I know it's a common problem for people to have, that you just kind of have to be able to feel your mixture and get your hands in there and really be able to tell what's going on. Okay. I'll just get a little further, I think. My husband got a new pool table for his birthday, so him and my son are down there playing pool today, and they're being very loud like boys are. I'm going to do the same thing with the purple, just make sure I get all of that color mixed in nice. I found a new bath bomb press that I really want. I think I'm going to order that. I've seen a few YouTubers using it, and I think that would really make making of the bath bombs easier. I don't really enjoy the pushing the two halves together, and it seems to wear on me by the end of the day. Okay, so those two colors are mixed. We're going to mix these two. I'm probably going to fast forward you guys, and we will be back to press them together. Okay, we are ready to start, I think. So, let's see. I'm going to put these two aside for now. I'm going to pull these two back up. Let's see how they feel. Okay, so when you squeeze it together and you get it to clump in your hand like this, and it kind of still breaks apart, you know you're about good. So we might not need any of the rubbing alcohol, but I'm going to keep it handy just in case. And I'm also going to get a spoon because it always seems to come out better if I have a spoon. Now I saved my egg carton. I got eggs from Sam's Club, and so I got this nice big egg carton. And I thought I would save it and see if I could set my bath bombs in it. I'm also going to get a bowl to work over. Take out my whisks. And I'm going to start with a heart one, I think. So I'm just going to start putting some of the colors back and forth in here. I like to kind of just alternate and get them in there. I don't really press down real hard, but you want them in there pretty good. So you want to make sure that all the nooks and crannies are going to fill up, especially in the heart. So it is a little overfilled, not a ton. I don't know how well you guys can see. I'm going to set that one down. I'm going to start again on this side. And nice pretty colors. And this one I'm going to overfill a little bit more. And I'm going to get them and push them together. I can already kind of tell that I don't think I have enough in there, but we're going to see. Sometimes I fool myself. So then tap on both sides. Oh, I'm not even in camera. That would help, huh? So I pushed them together. Now I'm tapping on both sides. Pulling this up. Got this one to come apart. So now I'm going to get this side off. And then I turn, let me move some stuff around because I am totally out of camera. Bring this over here, that over there. Okay, let's see if we can see better now. Put this over in my hand and take this side off. And then that little part fell off. I like to kind of smooth out my sides a little bit. And there we have our first bath bomb that just broke everywhere. But it's okay because I do this often and it never works out well for me. It takes me a couple tries. I was actually kind of shocked that it went so well. Okay, so now we have bath bomb stuff everywhere. Let's see if I can get some of it cleaned up here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I also have these containers that I bought from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And my mother-in-law loves the dried bath bomb powder. So she can just take a teaspoon or something in her bath. And so I usually layer this. When I have mistakes, I layer in a jar. And so I'll put a layer of the bath bomb mix. So we'll do all of our little mistake here. And then I'll put a layer of something light. So I can either do Epsom salts or baking soda. So this time we're going to do the Epsom salts. And then kind of even it out so that the sides will look nice. So as we have mistakes, we can just continue to fill up this little jar. So let's come back here. Let's see if we can do this again. Let's see if we can do this better without making a mistake. This is one of my problems with bath bombs. I don't enjoy getting them to the right fullness and right consistency and getting them to stick together, because accidents happen with them all the time with this. But I think it's good because, like I said, the bath bomb, I call them my accident jars, because once the colors mix together like that, they're not as pretty in the bombs themselves, I don't think. And so I like to just put them in the jars. But we do need some actual bath bombs because I have an order for them. So let's try this again. Squeeze them together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Okay. Get my spoon. Tap. Turn it over. Tap. That one came off, but we're going to put it right back on until we get that other one off, just to give it a little bit more stability. So we got them both off. So I'm going to show you while it's still in the mold this time. And I'm going to, with these heart ones, I think I'm going to put them in here. So I'm going to just turn it over and put it right in here and not handle it anymore so it can dry. Okay, success, guys. I'm going to scoop up some of this. I don't know if you guys can tell, it's pretty dry. Sometimes I think it's too dry, and I really fool myself because they end up staying together really nicely. So, I'd love to hear what little tips and tricks you guys have found that work and don't work with your bath bombs, if you've tried them before. I'd also like to hear if you guys made up your own recipe or if you're using someone else's recipe. I found that it was really fun to kind of test and figure out my own. So I would encourage you guys to try that. And I would be happy to answer any questions or, basics. But like I said, it's usually 2 parts of baking soda to 1 part of citric acid. So if you use 4 cups of baking soda, then you're going to use 1 cup of citric acid. And then you can kind of play with the rest. I have Epsom salts in here. I have SLSA in here. Some people don't like the SLSA, and it is a more expensive product. And so it makes a difference, on how much you're wanting to spend. I also, excuse me while I tap. I also use shea butter as part of my wet ingredients, and that's a more expensive oil that I know some people may not want to use. They may not want to spend that money on that. So you could use coconut oil. There's lots and lots of choices out there. I'm going to try and scoop some of this out of this bowl before it gets too mixed together. We'll do a demo here at the end, so you guys can see what they look like. And like I said, I'm kind of pushing it in a little bit, but it's still really, really loose. And I'm just overfilling. Making sure it's going to fill up all those cracks. I'm hoping this purple color turns a pretty purple in the bathtub, because I'm really liking this blue. And you guys can see there's a couple little spots right here that there's some white powder in. Not a big deal. It's, still a bath bomb. It's still gonna fizz, and they might just get some white foam right there, which would also be pretty. So bath bombs can be really easy to mess up, or they can be really easy to succeed with. And I think it's all in how much you're willing to practice and how much time you're willing to spend on it. There were tons and tons and tons of frustrating days where I could not get any of my bath bombs to work. And one day I even put away all of my powders, even though it was all full of, the good oils and everything. I put it away and I came back to it the next day and I kind of softened it up again with the rubbing alcohol and got it moist and got it workable again. And, I might have even microwaved it that day. I don't remember, to kind of reactivate some of the wet oils that had hardened. And I was successful that day. So sometimes you have to give it a chance. I've made embeds before to put inside the bath bombs. Those usually make me not as successful. My success rate goes down if I'm using embeds for some reason. I would love to be able to surprise people with them, and it's just one of those things that I need more practice with. But you might be very successful with it if you try. As you can see, this is a messy project. But I'm also pretty thankful to bath bombs, because bath bombs is what got me started in soaping. I homeschool my kids, and we were looking for a fun homeschool science experiment. And we came across the chemical reaction of the citric acid and baking soda and water and decided to try it. And I started watching YouTube videos about soaping, and I was hooked. So it all started at bath bombs for me. And I got my little heart molds at Hobby Lobby. They're actually Christmas ornaments that you can put stuff inside and decorate the Christmas ornament and then hang it on your tree. And I have round ones also. But because my company is Love You More Soaps, I think that the hearts are like a signature bath bomb. Sorry, that's probably really loud. So I'll probably fast forward through some of this, just because I have quite a few to make. So can everybody see what just happened? I just broke this one. So this is where I'm getting low on my ingredients. So this is going to be the time that we come back to our bowl of oopses and just put them in there. I spread them out. This was one of the best ideas I had when I was starting out because I was so frustrated for so long because when you get to where you're almost empty, it's hard to come up with enough bath bomb mixture to get that one last one. So I'm going to make this jar to use up all my leftovers. I'm going to put some baking soda in for a layer just to give it some different color in there and get it to go to all the sides. So you have a nice little pretty layer around the edge. And then I'm going to add in some more. I'm going to finish this one up, get this all cleaned up, and we'll be back in a minute to do the lemon ones. Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I cleaned up my mess. I had quite the mess going on. I got the other bath bombs. We have 9 of them. I'll show you those at the end. Then I also have my mess up jar, which is full of the mess up bath bombs, the like very end scraps, which anyone who's ever made a bath bomb knows how much of a pain those are to get into a mold, and you feel like you have to use it all for some reason. You have to get it all into the mold. This is the perfect idea on what to do with your leftover bath bomb mix when you don't want to try and get a whole nother bath bomb made. So I just layered in the mess ups and then some Epsom salts for just some little different colors. And then I did some more mess ups and some baking soda and some more mess ups and some Epsom salts. So that's what we have in here, which these are great. Use like a tablespoon in your bath and it fizzes up and colors your water and it's still fun. So then I had a little bit more, and you can't really see because I can't tip this one upside down, but this is my daughter and I's, and we just always have a running one of these, and it's basically the same thing. If anybody doesn't know, baking soda is very softening for the water in your body. That's one of the things that make the bath bombs so great. So I am going to also I have another mess up jar ready for my lemon, and I have my daughter and I's little jar ready if there's even more that won't fit like the last time. I'm going to put the bath bombs in here. Here's my overflow bucket. Hopefully I'm set up a little better for you guys to see this one. Sorry if I was out of view on some of that. Okay, so I'm sure some of this mixture is needing to be moistened a little bit more now that it's been sitting here for a while. So I'm just going to kind of stir it around. It actually feels pretty good still, but I'm going to give it a couple squirts. And this is 91% rubbing alcohol. Just to kind of get in there and mix a little. Get it a little bit more moisture so we can make sure we're holding them together. I don't know if you guys can see how much that brightened up. That really makes a difference when they're moistened. you can see how bright the colors are in the bathtub. It's amazing. We're going to have to do a little test on both of these. Maybe I should save a little jar of them just to show you guys. We'll dump them into the water to see. Okay. Get a little bit out of my daughter and I's mess up jar so that you can see. This one should turn a pretty purplish blue in the water. Okay, so we'll have this and we'll test it at the end. And we'll save a little bit in this jar for the end, and we'll see what color the water turns. Hopefully it's like an orange-ish, cannot talk, orange-ish yellow. I don't know why I can't talk today. It's Sunday. I guess I need to go back to bed. And the micas really don't color the water as well as the lake dyes do for bath bombs. So if you can find the lake dyes for bath bombs, they're going to give you the bright colors that everybody seems to really love. I use more micas and soaps and more lakes in bath bombs. Get them really nice and bright. So I washed out my mold, made sure it was nice and dry. I sanitized this with 91% rubbing alcohol and wiped it all out so I can put the bath bombs in there. I sanitized my hands again. Wiped down the counter, got everything all cleaned up. So I'm going to move that back there, this over here, and we're just going to start. Oops, I need another spoon. Another spoon for my tapping. And we'll just start laying these colors in here. Get them piled up. This one, the lemon smells amazing. I think my husband was disappointed. He came upstairs and thought I was baking cookies and was very disappointed when he realized it was just vanilla and lemon bath bombs. A little more orange. Just pile it on up in there. Smash them together and squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tap on both sides. And remove one side. Put it back on. Remove the other side. And then do you see where the ornament top, it has a little bit of excess up here? So I just kind of drag that off so that it's not on there. And we'll lay it down here. See if we can get it out without breaking. And there you go. There's our first bath bomb. Okay, guys, I am back. I gave up. So, we got 9 of our vanilla bath bombs, and then we had our Oops jar that we were able to fill, and then we have 4.5 hearts. One of my hearts, half of it broke, and then I was able to make one round one, and then the other half of my round mold broke. So I just gave up and I added it all to the Oops jars. I made 2 of them, and then I filled up my daughter and I's Oops jar. So we now have bath bomb stuff. But I wanted to come back real quick and show you, this is just the loose powdered bath bomb mix like we have in our Oops jars. And I just wanted to show you what it did. Even though it's not a bath bomb, it's the powder, and I think it works just as well. So let's go ahead and pour the vanilla one first. And I just have some warm water. You can see it gets nice and foamy. So if you're running water while that's going into your bath, it kind of gives you some foamy fuzz, little bubble type. You know, it's very luxurious and foamy and makes a lot of fun in the bathtub. So this is like a layer of foam on the top, and then we'll see if it calms down a little bit so you can see the nice pretty blue water underneath. It's just beautiful. And this won't stain the tub, won't stain your body. It's easily washed out, and I've never had any troubles with it. So let's do the lemon one now. So as you guys can see, these are just as fun as bath bombs, I think. They don't spin around, they don't do all that, but you get the instant fluffy lather like you would a bath bomb, you know, if you have that SLSA in it. And if it's running water while it's going into it, it, you know, really makes a lot of nice foam, and it's really nice and soft and luxurious, and it makes your whole bathroom smell so good. So I hope you guys can see all this foamy goodness. It is just awesome. Let's see if we can't even find the water because it's so far under all the foam. That's just awesome. It's a nice, smooth, creamy, that shea butter's in there. So we have a nice orange water down here, if you can see. And we have a nice, pretty blue water in here. So that is all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me struggle with my bath bombs and make my Oops jars, and I hope that you try to make an Oops jar next time you make bath bombs, and please let me know about it. Please like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. I love to hear from you guys. Have a great day.